So I've been working on YouTube for like the last 8 or 9 years. And currently I'm working with $2 billion companies, helping them grow on YouTube, and 3 or 4 YouTubers over 15 million subscribers. And cumulatively, they're pulling hundreds of millions of views, maybe a billion. I didn't actually calculate it lately. But that's how many views they're pulling a month. And so one thing I spend a lot of time thinking about is how I would blow up a YouTube channel from scratch in 2026 with like very little resources. And that formula in my head has changed a lot every single year. And the latest iteration is so good in my opinion that I am actually putting my money where my mouth is. And currently, January 1st is when we started. We are using this formula to start a brand new YouTube channel. And the goal is to get 1 million subs in a year. And I really hope we hit it, because this will be very embarrassing if we don't, looking back. But screw it. This is how you get better. You take risks and you grind your butt off, and hopefully cool stuff happens. You can never guarantee success, but you can optimize for success. And that's what this formula does, basically. It optimizes for success. So the first thing I'm looking at if I want to blow up a YouTube channel in 2026 is not what most people think. You probably heard people say maybe the idea, but it's not where I start. I start with the niche. Because at the end, the niche you're in determines so much of your success. Like right now, if you're in the Minecraft niche and you're just getting started, bro, you are cooked. You're in for a rough ride. That is one of the hardest, I think the hardest niche to get success in. So if you're one of the few soldiers watching this who has a pretty big channel in the Minecraft space, I salute you, man. Like, massive respect. But the niche is the most important part. It dictates how much competition you have, how easy it'll be to blow up. And the truth of the matter is that most of the YouTubers you watch for fun were in the right place at the right time. Like, that's the truth of the matter. Like, nowadays it's changing. You have people who want to become YouTubers, and they research it and they optimize and they learn about strategy from the beginning. But most of the YouTubers you watch, most likely right place, right time. And that's very, tough pill to swallow. And a lot of the videos I've been a part of that I've done really well, it's been accidental as well, a big part of it, right? But that's the thing with success on YouTube. But that being said, there are certain attributes that a great niche has that will allow you or optimize for you having more success, right? And so I chose a niche for this channel that I'm starting, and there's a couple main things I looked at. And the first one was really simple. Like, they're all very simple. Like, the first one was, does it have a huge audience? Right? And it seems really basic, but like, if I want to hit, 10 million, 20, 30 million view average per video. And so this is a staple. The niche needs to have a huge audience. Like I'm sorry, if you're making tutorials on Minecraft Redstone for single mothers who travel the world, like, that's too niche. You're not gonna hit 10 million views per video. It's too niche. There's not enough people who hit that description, right? And so the first off, you just need to see, is there a huge audience for your thing? This is pretty easy to find. Just look up keywords for whatever niche you're thinking on YouTube search, type it, and then sort by most viewed, and then remove shorts. And then you'll kind of see like what the highest possible views are in that niche. And if it's over whatever your budget is, for me, it was like, ideally I'm seeing videos there that are like 20, 30, 50, 100 million view videos. If it's above that, you have a huge TAM. So that was a check for that niche for me. The second one is kind of sneaky, is the content currently being made in that niche at a very low level of optimization? And this is really important, because if there's a huge audience, but the content is currently being done is not very high quality, then that means you have a very high chance of being very successful off the rip, like within a couple of months, if you just focus on optimization, basically. And so for me, the niche I found hits that as well. It's a check. There's content being done. It's pulling, there's a bunch of channels that are pulling millions of views every single video, but I wouldn't say the videos are as optimized as they could be. So that's really exciting. And by the way, finding a niche that is huge audience and not very well optimized is really hard to do. Like, I think I find 3 to 5 a year, and that's it. And I'm on YouTube 24/7. Like, last year I was on YouTube 10 to 12 hours a day, every single day, including weekends and including Christmas and including July 4th, including my birthday. And I still only found 3 to 5 niches that hit only those 2 constraints. There's so many more you could add. The third thing that I'm looking for in a niche here is can you build a moat around your content? And this is what I added like way later in my YouTube journey because of what happened on a channel I grew. So I'm a huge anime nerd. And then I noticed that anime content on YouTube wasn't that optimized. Like there was a lot that could be done to optimize it. And so I started a channel, and in 7 months, we hit 100K subs. The channel started making 6 figures a year. Our videos were averaging about 1 million views a video, like if you average every single one out. And it was awesome. It was amazing. But then something started happening. Our optimizations that we had made, like certain types of thumbnails or certain types of intros or certain types of videos, were really easy to copy. Anybody could copy them. And so what happened is I actually made a wall picture frame about this, but like channels started popping up that were copying everything. The voice on the channel, the editing style, they were copying everything about the channel I had started. And what that meant is that like the space got really saturated really quickly with comparable levels of channels in that space. And so it didn't kill the channel or anything, but if your secret sauce is really easy to copy, you're not set up for success over a long period of time. You want to have a moat. If you're a castle, you want a moat around your castle where as few people can copy as possible. Mr. Beast, great example. He spends $3 million per video minimum. That's really hard to copy. Very few people can do that, and even fewer people want to do that. Mark Rober, another one. He is a NASA engineer and he's a multimillionaire. So that's even arguably rarer and harder to copy than Mr. Beast, right? He's spending tons of money and he has very niche understanding of a very hard topic, which is engineering. So again, that's a great freaking moat. Like that's hard to copy. And so that's what I'm looking for now for future channels that I'm going to start, because I want anything I choose to do now to be something I'm in it for the long run. And if I can't build a moat around it, then it's not a long-term asset. And so that's a hard no. So those are kind of the 3 biggest things I'm looking for to blow up on YouTube in 2026, right? And that's just for the niche. We haven't even gotten into ideas, titles, thumbnails, like everything else. But let's hop into the next thing. The next thing here would be, I wouldn't start out with long form. I would actually start out with short form. And there's a couple reasons for this. Number one is I chronically quit things way too early. Like I'll always start something new and I'll always quit it like a couple weeks in, and I hate that. It's one of my worst faults as a human. Maybe you can relate too. And I want to do shorts because they're so easy to get into. It's a 60-second video or like a 30-second video compared to a 10, 15-minute long form or 20-minute. Long forms are getting up to like an hour, 2 hours long now. Like 60 seconds is way easier to do than 10 minutes. And so one, it's really easy to do, which leads into benefit number 2, which is a huge hack, which is that the more videos you put out, the more data you're receiving from YouTube. If you put out one video and it flops, you don't really get a lot of information about what to do or not to do in the future. That could have been an anomaly. Maybe it was a good idea, but you messed up the thumbnail. Like you have no clue. If you put out 30 shorts a month for 6 months, what is that? Quick maths. That's 180 videos, 180 data points for you to learn from. Like the chances of a couple videos blowing up out of 180 are pretty dang high, especially for shorts. And you can test different intros. You can test different visuals, different topics, different different formats. There's so many different things you can test. And so when I'm starting out a channel moving forward, I want to like put out as much content as possible so that I can get a ton of data. And based off that data, I can improve. Like every time I upload a video, I want to look at past videos and copy the wins and avoid the failures. And that's how you improve on an ongoing basis. So I would just do shorts for the longest time to really crack like what does well, what doesn't do well. Another benefit to this is that if you're really going hard on videos, it's pretty likely that you'll only upload a video every other week or once a month. And if you're just getting started with YouTube, like, or if you're not very good on camera, like it doesn't really help you get better on camera by uploading once a month, basically. And so with shorts, it's like, that's a lot of content and it's a lot of practice basically being on camera, which is a huge W for me because I've worked historically behind the scenes on channels. I haven't been on the camera. And so I have this weird issue where like I'm pretty good at YouTube, but I'm really bad on camera. And this channel is actually kind of my attempt at getting better on camera. But yeah, that would be the second thing. The third thing would be ideation. How would I come up with video ideas? Well, the cool thing is that if you pick the niche right, coming up with banger video ideas is actually going to be really easy. And a good example is the channel Jesser. Jesser's like a basketball entertainment channel. You know, if Mr. Beast were to make ages 1 to 100 compete for $1 million, Jesser would do ages 1 to 100 compete in a basketball tournament. He basically does basketball entertainment. And right there is kind of a hack because he's like one niche down from Mr. Beast. His ideation is actually pretty easy. Like, he owns a corner of the market. He's not directly competing with the biggest dogs in the space. So he can just look at the most viral broad videos and then just make them work with a basketball. And then he has bangers. And this is a commonality I've been seeing across a lot of the biggest channels in the last year, is that their niche is really, really big, but it's not the broadest niche. Like Mr. Beast is hitting everyone. And there's a lot of creators that try to hit everyone. But if you go just one level down, you can still hit billions of views every single year, and you have way less competition. Mark Rober is a great example. He does entertainment videos that can hit pretty much anyone, but they're through the lens of science and engineering. And so that means, like, if he wanted to, he could just look at Mr. Beast's content and like just find a twist for it that works with science. And that's basically what a lot of the biggest channels this last year have been doing. Like, Nick DiGiovanni is another good example. Like, coming up with video ideas for that channel is so easy, because it's like you can just see what has been doing well for the broadest entertainment channels in the world and then just add cooking and you have a banger. It's actually insane. I have tried to come up with video ideas for very broad channels and then more niche channels. Both channels would like hit crazy amounts of viewers, but like broad versus niche, and the niche ones are so much easier to ideate for every single time. It's not even funny. And so, yeah, basically if you pick the right niche, coming up with ideas is going to be really easy. Like, this sounds terrible, but literally what you can do is, like, I'll use Jester as an example again. He can, if he wants to come up with banger shorts, he can just look up the top shorts creators of all time this year, look at their top like shorts, which are all at around 500 million views to like 1 billion views. And then he could just look at them one by one and say, what would this short look like if it was about basketball? And boom, he has a banger format. And all he had to do was ask that question. Oh, maybe I could put a basketball, like it's a 1v1 basketball game instead of a 1v1 hide and seek. Like, it's basically, obviously it does get more complex than that, but at the very highest level, it's actually kind of that simple. It's pretty insane. And then this is the crazy part. How would I make sure that the videos themselves were very, very good to like guarantee a blow up, right? Nothing in life is guaranteed, but to guarantee a blow up. Well, this again comes down to the niche. If you pick the niche correctly, then you're not going to really have to like focus on so many little nitty gritty details. Actually, if the niche is well picked and you've picked a great idea which was easy to do because you picked the niche well, then the retention's also going to be pretty easy. All you're going to have to do is you're going to have to cut out a lot of fluff, like make tight videos, have tight intros, and have interesting beats, interesting sections. And if those are your core focus points for retention, you're pretty much set. Again, this is if the niche you picked was like, you picked the right niche, right? But like for the anime channel that I did, that was basically all we did. Is like the anime niche had a huge audience. The content in it wasn't as optimized as it could be, and so we just like made the videos less fluffy. We sped up the speed a little bit. We made really tight intros, and we tried to make interesting editing, and the videos blew up. Like, it was that simple. The niche, picking the right niche, kind of did all the work for us. And so basically, if this wasn't the intention of this video, but like if you pick the right niche, everything else kind of falls into place rather easily. Again, it's hard work and you will grind your butt off. Don't get me wrong. Like nothing in life is easy, but some things are easier than others, and picking the right niche saves so much trouble. So I'm pretty excited because everything I've just said is theory based off of me watching YouTube 24/7. And this year I'm like actually starting a channel and sticking to it to see if this theory is true or not. And so I'll be updating on this channel about this. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, peace.